First off, I want to wish Ed, Nerese, and their family all the best. This is obviously a difficult day for when you're with someone who's been at your institution 12 years. We wish him nothing but the best. But we are a great school. We're a great institution, a great program, and we look forward to bringing the next great coach to Providence College.
Steve, how did it go down today? How were you notified? How did it all happen?
As I said yesterday, I spent 2.5 hours with Coach and Nerese at their home. We had a really open, honest conversation about Providence College, and their family. And at the end of the day, Ed and I said, Ed, when you're ready to make a decision, please let me know in the next 24 hours. And he called me this morning and said he's going to be moving on to Georgetown.
How mad are you about the situation of how Georgetown handled the situation, basically poaching him from your school within the conference?
Listen, I'm very honest about it. I'm honest with the Big East. I'm honest with, as you heard me last night, is the Big East was built on dignity, respect, and camaraderie. When we reconfigured in 2013, we were all in together. We root for each other when we're not playing for each other. And I just don't think it's a good look for a fellow institution. As I said, should I be going out right now and hiring another Big East coach? So there's a trickle-down effect. We have way too much, we love the league way too much to start that type of carousel.
What are you looking for? Is this for
what are you looking for in the
people
new
here
head
at
coach?
Providence College?
Well, listen, at the end of the day, this is a great school. It's, as I said, I wish Ed and Nerese and their family all the best, but we're going to hire a great coach. Moving forward, this program is in unbelievable shape. What we've accomplished over the last 12 years, the facilities we have the best home court advantage in the country. And at the end of the day, we're excited to bring in the next great coach who's going to do unbelievable things here.
How devastating is it to lose Coach Cooley here for the people at Providence College?
Well, I think anytime you have someone of Coach Cooley's personality and what he accomplished, obviously there's going to be some sadness. And, he is Providence. He grew up here. His story was national. But he made a decision. He is his own man. His family made a decision. And, we are really proud of what Providence College is. I'm really proud to be the athletic director here. I'm excited about having the next coach come in who wants to be here, who's going to take us to new heights, build off what Coach built for 12 years. I'm grateful for what Coach did here. I just left a meeting with him. We were honest. We gave each other a big hug. Obviously, I wanted to win with him here, but he and his family made a different decision, and I wish him the best. And when we play him, we're going to try and beat him every time.
Has an interim been named yet?
That has not been done yet.
And has Ed taken his staff with him as well?
That's going to be his decision. Ed will have those conversations with him and his staff.
Probably not going to be difficult to find a successor. People want to come to Providence College.
I think finding the right coach is the best way you have to put it. I want to find someone here who's a sitting head coach, who's passionate, who wants to be here, and believes they can win big at Providence College.
Did you bring the situation up with Val Ackerman?
Val and I have a great relationship, and Val, to her credit, there was nothing really she could do. There's no legal ramifications. There's no guidelines. Val is an amazing leader. I have nothing but respect for Val, Vince, and my counterparts at the Big East Conference. She's been incredible. I've talked to her many times. Peter, this is a personal why I feel. I'm letting you know. It's not something Providence College would have ever done, and I don't think it's a good look for the conference.
When you say acting head coach, why is that experience necessary to come in and hit the ground running?
I just feel this is a league that's a bear. If you think about it as the coaches, I just saw Coach Patino got hired at St. John's. You have some of the best coaches. It's the best basketball conference in the country. 3 teams are in the Sweet 16. But we're going to get a great coach. Could be a young coach, could be a long experienced coach, but I'm really excited moving forward. We have all the infrastructure. We're going to continue to invest. We want to do things at the highest level. We're going to be really successful in name, image, and likeness. There's nothing we don't have to be successful here at the highest level at Providence College.
Any legal ramifications you might take up with Georgetown?
That's not for us to discuss today. That'll be something the institution discusses as we move forward.
Does it hurt?
Steve, have you had a chance to talk to the players?
Does it hurt?
One at a time, please.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to talk to the players?
I have. Coach Cooley and I both addressed the players a little time ago. And obviously, that's an emotional time. These student athletes, people forget, there's a business part and there's a human empathy part to this. And, these student athletes have to digest this news. Obviously, we want to keep our players here. We're going to get a great coach, and we're going to continue to win at the highest level.
Some real estate documents were dated March 3rd. The timing of this, is that an issue for you at all?
That's none of my business. That's, whatever coach does with his real estate business, you can ask coach that question.
Do you have an interim coach in the place, or anybody from the current staff going to be here to overlook the players?
Those decisions will made in the next few days.
Steve,
Phil
ticket
Donovan
prices
is one of those guys that you've been in contact. I think you're a friend with. You've liked for a while. Have you had any contact with him as a future coach to come back, Billy D?
Billy Donovan is a great friend. He's a great mentor. He's a great advisor. Him and I talk multiple times. He absolutely loves his job in the NBA. He wants to win NBA championships, and I wish him all the best. But I'm blessed that the people we have in the Friar Network that I continue to lean on, call for advice, this is a special place.
Is it possible to replace a coach like Ed Cooley just with his background, his story, his energy? Is that the difficult part in all this?
That's my job. That's my job. But, Ed is a special story. How many coaches throughout the country are able to come home and have success at their home school? But, at the end of the day, guys, we've said this multiple times. He didn't make this as a basketball decision. This wasn't a Providence decision. This was a decision for him and his family.
Did Ed have to buy out of his contract?
I'm not going to discuss the details of his contract.
Can you speak to the state of the organization and the basketball program as a whole? As the fan base is kind of struggling with this news right now, what's your message to the fan base right now?
That's a great question. First of all, we have the best fans in the country. I feel for them going through this difficult time because they support us at the highest level at the AMP with their generosity, just their passion. Providence College, schools across the country would die for what we had. So it's my job to keep that going and make sure we get a coach who's going to help us compete at the highest level.
You said you and the coach just spoke to the players. How did they take it?
I think that's a difficult time. It's anytime you're given news that maybe you weren't expecting, and you're talking about 18 to 22-year-old young men. They're going through a time in their life. They need to digest it. And this is the difficult part of the business world on the college sports. We always forget, this is, these are young men and women who come to school to play a sport they love. And this is the hard part of it.
Steve, the last time maybe you could have a little wiggle time to find a coach, but the way the transfer portal works, does that maybe expedite anything in terms of maybe having someone in place to maybe keep players currently here and also adding as well?
Brendan, I'll give you a little update. When I took this job, I love talking to ADs who've been doing this a long time. I love having mentors. And you always have to make sure you're ready at any time in any program to know where you're going to go if something happens, right? So I think it's on me, it's on Providence College, Father Sicard, to make sure we get the best coach in the right time so we can have success moving forward.
Steve, have you leaned on your former boss, Bob Driscoll, and what are some of those conversations like, if you can peel back the curtain?
Bob and I have a great relationship. We talk. We haven't talked specifically yet about that, but I'm sure he likes to check in on me. He's enjoying the sun. I might actually try to trade places with him after all this is done. But I think anytime, I'm a huge believer in when you can have mentors in your life who have been through adversity. Bob has gone through a lot of adversity in this place. You should take it and try to do the best you can with it.
Over the course of your career, what have you learned about characteristics and qualities to seek out, the right questions to ask in interview processes to get the best candidate?
Well, first of all is, you want to look at people who you think have a huge upside in coming here, who can make you look at the history of coaches at Providence College. Think about it. When Ed Cooley was hired, I'll go back to all the stories you guys wrote. I don't know if this is going to work. He's coming home. He hasn't been to an NCAA tournament. There was a lot of negativity. Think what he built. When Rick Barnes was hired, when Pete Gillen was hired, there's great coaches who have come here and done an amazing job. And there's a lot of skeptics when they came in. It doesn't matter. I'm not here to win the press conference. I'm here to win long term.
Have you started? Do you have a list that's once been started of potential candidates, and when did you start building?
As I stated, when I took this job, every program, you need to make sure you don't know what's going to happen. So at all times, you have to be prepared. You can't just speak, get hit, and then say, oh my God, what am I going to do? You have to be prepared every day as athletic director to make sure you're doing what's best for Providence College.
Are you generally shocked with the news, just as a human being, as someone who's worked with Ed, Ed's from Providence and he's leaving Providence?
No, Ian is, as a 47-year-old man, is like, people always ask me, this year has been an interesting year. You become athletic director, but it's been a hard year because you deal with things in your own life. You're trying to take care of a program. You want to continue to be great. So nothing surprises me in life anymore. I wish Ed nothing but the best. We've had unbelievable memories together. We've done incredible things. We've done things at Providence College nobody ever thought we could do. So that's what I'm going to lean on. That's what I'm going to remember. And I'm a person who loves to see people have success and happiness in their life. Like I told him, I said, Ed, I'm going to be rooting for you. I'm just not going to be rooting for you twice a year when we're in the postseason.
What do you think that atmosphere in the amp will be like when he comes back?
I think ticket's going to be a hot ticket. I think that's a safe say, Maury. Good question.
How long do you think it's going to take to identify and sign a replacement?
I'm going to take the time it needs to get the right hire.
How much pressure is there on yourself now to make sure it's the right hire?
Well, I mean, listen, when I took this job, I knew the challenges ahead, and this will define my career for the next 3 to 5 years. If I make the right hire, I'll be a rock star. If I don't, everybody will want me fired. So there's no ins or outs about it. That's the challenge you become AD. My wife and I talked about when I took this job, when you take it, but we're a special place here at Providence College. That's why I didn't take this job because I knew it was going to be sunny days every day. There's great days, there's tough days, but with great challenges come great opportunity, and that's the way I look at this.
Steve, the process of all this has been very public. Fans have been following every single move. When you look back on it, would you have done things a little bit differently? Would you hope that it would have gone differently to end in this result?
Well, listen, at the end of the day, our fans, our student athletes, everybody wants the best for the program. So that question, of course, we didn't want to end the way we did. Nobody did. I didn't control that, the way all this came out. I think when you think about how it was addressed from many different organizations, it can be looked at and said, oh, was this the way it should have been done?
Steve, from a marketing perspective, we obviously know what the loss means for the basketball program, but the us, we, together, family fires, Ed sort of really helped build, the PC athletic brand up. Is there any rebranding that you guys have thought about that you need to do?
Maury, well, I just had the conversation 3 hours ago, but we are a family at Providence College. That's what makes us great. It's not just one individual. There's so many people that make Providence College special, and the next coach we add is going to make it even more special.
You think that logo, that brand will stay?
I have no idea. Maury, I love you, but if you're asking me marketing slogans right now, there's no way you're getting a right answer on that one.
Steve, there's a couple of players signed letter of intent to come here next year. Is there anticipation that they will still be coming, or is that a conversation to be had?
Brendan, you've been doing this a long time. You know how this business works. Obviously, those are going to be long discussions between the next coach and the committed students on how that goes.